So we're here to actually do a really fun video about Sabrina Carpenter. And she has a song that has a Nintendo lyric in it, but she has a pretty long history with Nintendo. So we thought we'd go into it and share with you what it was like when Sabrina Carpenter worked with Nintendo and what might Nintendo be feeling now that she's super popular and her song's blown up and it has a Nintendo lyric right in it.
Yes, her song Espresso seems like it has become the official song of summer 2024. And a
Yeah.
question that we get so often recently is, I heard the song, it's got this mention of Nintendo in it. Like, how does Nintendo react to something like that? So we wanted to do a whole video on it. And you might be asking, well, who are these people and why are they qualified to talk about it? So, we worked at Nintendo on the communications team for over 10 years apiece. For about a year, I was actually in charge of the Nintendo celebrity program, and you worked on it for a good long while as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So we've got some good experiences and insights of how Nintendo works with celebrities, how they feel
Hmm.
about celebrities when they do different things. We want to share some of that with you today. Unfortunately, we can't include the song in this video without
I
getting
mean,
extremely demonetized.
you have heard
But
this song
you
though.
can look it up if you haven't heard. The lyric goes, "Move it up, down, left, right. Oh, switch it up like Nintendo." Sung in a bit more of a melodic way than that, but it's in the chorus. Like, it is a very frequent refrain in this song. The
Yes.
song also includes a Mountain Dew reference, so there's
So
just
it's a branded song.
she's just listing her favorite
Her
products left and
favorite
right
things. Yeah.
over here. But something that people may not know about her is that she is like a legitimate Nintendo fan and has a track record of working with Nintendo. So recently there was Paris Fashion Week. People spotted this video of her playing a Nintendo 3DS, incorrectly labeled in this tweet here as a Nintendo DS. That looks like a Nintendo 3DS
Oh.
to me. My goodness.
But not a Switch.
Not a Switch. No.
So
No. And then, believe it or not, back in 2016, she actually hosted an event for Nintendo at Nintendo New York for
yeah.
the Disney Art Academy game, which was
Right.
on Nintendo 3DS. And obviously, this was many, many years ago before she reached these levels of fandom. But, in the video, she describes herself as a big Mario fan. It's a really interesting video. You should definitely check it out to see,
Yeah.
what she was like and what she was doing before she got so popular. But it's interesting that the Nintendo actually does have a really good track record of identifying up and coming talent.
Yeah. Celebrities before they blow it up.
And working
Yeah.
with them in an official capacity before they get super big. So we had Lady Gaga perform at the Nintendo DSi launch event. I think that
That's
was
right.
in 2009, right before she got super popular.
Yep.
Justin Bieber did a concert in
Nintendo New York.
like as his star was rising, and
Yeah.
the sort of oh my gosh, people were like down the street like trying to get into this concert with Justin Bieber.
Right.
And then this example of Sabrina Carpenter, when she was obviously much younger. So that is interesting that Nintendo has been able to get in early, which
That's right.
I think is good for them because they often struggle and with the idea of paying the huge costs that are associated with true A-list talent.
Yeah, they are one of those brands where they really rest on the fact that they are Nintendo, that people love them. They really sort of throw the chips in of like, you grew up playing Nintendo games, right? Don't you want to work with us? That is really their approach to celebrities. But Nintendo certainly does see value in working with celebrities. I mean, we had a long story time on our podcast about the launch of Nintendo Switch and pairing that with John Cena. So there is sort of importance in a celebrity's ability to reach new audiences. So Nintendo does recognize that, but they're not that kind of brand that's like, here, just take millions and millions of dollars and we'll pay anyone that's a big name to work with us. They're much more discerning, and they are unwilling to spend a lot of money to get this kind of celebrity partnership.
That's right. It's not to say that they won't ever do it, but they are very choosy and they do
Yeah.
want to get a good value and they want to really be careful about picking the right partner. So, you mentioned John Cena. They've also had this ongoing relationship with Brie Larson, who
Mm-hmm.
is very much, an A-lister on and off for a couple years now. And she really checks all the boxes of
Right.
everything that they're looking for of, genuine fandom, can really communicate the fun aspects of the game, helps them reach an audience that they struggle to reach on their own. So that's been, I think, a very successful relationship for them. As we were leaving Nintendo, that was kind of getting off the
Yeah.
ground, and it's continued for several years. But yeah, they are very much interested in identifying people who are fans, like they did with Sabrina years and years ago, and keeping in touch with them over the years, definitely sending them product, asking them if there's anything that they can do for them. But when it becomes time where they start to ask for some sort of a paid relationship, they won't always go that far because it's extremely costly. These celebrities often want extended opportunities that last for upwards of a year, if not more. And Nintendo is just a little bit hesitant to get into that kind of relationship.
Yeah, for sure. They're very careful. And I think for Nintendo too, when we were working there and really working closely on the celebrity program, the number one thing is they really did put a huge spotlight and focus on people that actually did like Nintendo. Like their affinity, their passion for Nintendo really has to be genuine before Nintendo would even consider working with them. So at least that, if you see a Nintendo ad or something with a celebrity featured, most likely that person truly is at some level a Nintendo fan and they're not just like shilling it for the money.
And in the case of Sabrina here, with this song becoming so popular and her becoming such a popular singer, the price just went up like astronomically. So, in terms of the value, yes, it's a big name. Yes, she's having a moment, but they probably don't see that sort of value. So let's get into the question of, the song has been released. It mentions Nintendo. Like, how does Nintendo feel about that? I've seen people suggesting like, Nintendo is very heavy-handed. Might they take legal action against her for this? And the answer is like, no, Nintendo's very flattered when it gets used in a pop culture context.
Positively,
Yes.
Positively.
Like, when Elon Musk is doing the Wario SNL skit, maybe that's not
so
the kind of pop culture
that
integration that you want. But
this one for sure. Happy summer song, cute little lyric about Nintendo Switch. They're very flattered and very happy about it.
Exactly. So, again, there's not a lot that they can do with it in an official capacity unless they want to pony up and spend the money. But you can bet that in any sort of, meeting that they are doing with partners or internally, they are trumpeting like, look at the cultural power of Nintendo that we have. The number one song in the world features us prominently. Everybody loves and plays Nintendo Switch. This is the cultural dominance that we have achieved, and we should all be very happy and proud of that. And honestly, the question of legal action, they don't want to do it, but they kind of can't.
Yeah.
Like if they were using some sort of a sound sample from a Nintendo game, that's a different story, and there are examples of them, getting grumpy with that happening in music. But just mentioning the name,
that's fine.
There's not really anything that they can do about it. And if they did, they would look terrible. So it's like, is there something you can do from a legal perspective? And then B, like,
look the fool.
How is that going to be perceived? You give a cease and desist to the number one, the biggest summer jam happening. Like you're
this cute singer,
a huge jerk. So that's not something that they are considering at all. And another question is like, are the lyrics sponsored by Nintendo? Are they endorsed by Nintendo? It's like, no, this was just her own creative process. And again, this is her fandom coming out. And again, I think they're probably using this as a proof point to the effectiveness of their celebrity strategy of, hey, we reached her when she was an up and coming. We identified her as a rising star. And over the years, we cultivated that relationship. And look at what happened now.
Right. It's literally like it writes itself, you know? You can't even write it better. Like that is literally the number one strategy for celebrity relationship building, playing out in front of you in the years it took for Nintendo to work with her in 2016 to her becoming a mega superstar in 2024 and writing a song about Nintendo. That's the number one hit.
Yeah, and there was, a similar example. I think a close parallel to this is when we were, at Nintendo with Ariana Grande, where she
Yeah.
was really hitting her peak of popularity and was just, unprompted, bringing up Nintendo. She got an Eevee tattoo. It seemed to be everywhere. And, it was just one of those things where, an official relationship with her was just extremely expensive, but, the relationship kept close, has stayed close, and I think they're always on the lookout for let's not spend millions and millions of dollars, but what can we do to keep you as a fan, because you seem to be very likely to talk about it on your own, which is great too.
Yeah, they do have a very again a big spotlight on the quote earned celebrity program as well, which is like the no cost, like you're not paying a celebrity to do something for you, but you might be doing some nice things for them. Like they might be sending Sabrina Carpenter a nice little care package with some Nintendo Switch things in it because she has this great song about Nintendo Switch. They might be doing some goodwill gestures like that just to keep the relationship really friendly. And who knows, Nintendo's launching a big new console next year. Maybe they might need to call in some celebrities to help market that, and they want to make sure that they have these great relationships with all of the big well-liked celebrities. So this is all going very well for Nintendo, and yeah, I think they're probably really, really happy with the song and with Sabrina Carpenter, and absolutely over the moon that the song features Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, so we're really glad that we could, talk a little bit about this and share our experiences of working on the celebrity program at Nintendo, and maybe dispel some rumors around it
Yeah.
as well.
Yes, exactly. Okay, everybody go listen to Sabrina Carpenter's Espresso. Get it stuck in your head because it's a little
Play
bit of an
some Disney Art
earworm.
Academy.
Play some. I bet maybe that she's playing Disney Art Academy at Paris
There we
Fashion
go.
Week. She's still playing that same game. Who knows? But anyways, we hope that you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you guys later.
Bye.